I want to introduce our special guest, Paniz. Welcome, Paniz Kermani. She is a marketing specialist and graphic designer, and she's been spearheading rebranding and marketing restructuring efforts for your entire career. It's quite a bit. Her primary focus is on innovating within graphic design to enhance brand awareness and communication effectiveness within the building industry. As a marketing manager, she specializes in graphic design and brings extensive experience in analytics and inbound marketing, working a lot with CRM platforms to ensure her client success is strategic as she builds it out. And her background is graphic design. That's why she's here today, and we welcome her. And please do connect with her. Her information is there. So, Paniz, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Laura. Thanks for the introduction. I know a lot of you, and I just wanted to say how great it is that I get this opportunity to talk to you guys, especially as entrepreneurs who are getting started or are midway, because this presentation is very important. Just to understand your brand essence, how does it work? A lot of the structure work that goes behind it, the thought, and how important it is for you to communicate with your audience through your branding. So we're going to be talking about that in the next bit. And if you could go to the next slide, Laura, we can talk about the visual branding identity. So what it is that we are going to be talking about, the face of your branding is basically talking about your 3 points that you need to be communicating within the 3 seconds of the introduction that anyone is coming across your brand. So who am I, what do I do, and why am I best for you? So you need to be answering all these questions within the 3 seconds of the attention span of your audience. And to be clear in that is a very difficult job. And we're going to be talking about that next. So this is your unique selling point, which means that what do I do best is my clear messaging as my front line. So I need to be loud and clear of what messaging I want to put in front. So for example, if I have 3 different messages that I want to communicate with my audience, I want to make sure that my primary focus is my main goal of the brand. So let's say if I have clothing messaging, I want to say that I'm a clothing company. I want to make sure that my name and my logo resonates with that industry. And that's how we prioritize our branding message. Conveying the brand message, it needs to be strongly communicating with people's emotional needs. We are trained as our industries are growing. All of us are trained to be interacting with hundreds of brands every day, and that's why we already have a vocabulary. We have a way of communicating with brands, and understanding this is not very difficult for us because we do come across multiple brandings every day. And that's why your essential branding kit needs to have this vocabulary available for your audience to be able to represent personality, values, and promise of your brand, which needs to be intact. And you need to be consistent with your branding. So for example, if you choose to communicate through patterns, colors, and of typography that Laura just spoke about, you need to be consistent to build the trust and credibility throughout your messaging and throughout your time. Also, visual identity has to be simplified. This is a very difficult task. We're going to be talking about it when we get to working with a designer, but this is essentially how to engage with your audience. You need to be very clear, but also simple. That's a very difficult combo because there's usually too much information that you need to be conveying, but usually when you put it all out, it gets crowded and confusing for your audience. So we need to be finding a balance between those two. And simplifying is throughout the creation process, there needs to be a lot of different conversations with your design team just to make sure that adapting market research and market trends is, making the right decisions for you guys just to have your consumer preferences at the top of your list. And also, we need to be creative. Your identities are very unique, and that gives you a lot of expression room. And brand objectives usually dictate that room for you, and it allows you to get creative. It doesn't mean that necessarily what you have in mind is going to come out of this process. It just means that when you do market yourself and you find the right ways of you're voicing your brand identity, you can get very, very creative with this process. And that framework comes with a lot of research. So where to start? With all that in mind, we need to be defining your brand core values, mission, target audience to establish a clear direction. You need to be conducting a lot of research. Market research is very important at the beginning stages to understand your consumer preferences, industry trend, your competitors, and strategy. You need to be brainstorming with visual elements and reflecting on your brand personality, values, and unique selling points. This comes with long conversations through your communications with your designers. They usually can help you with clearing out a lot of this and putting them into the correct buckets. And that usually comes with a mood board. Creating a mood board is very necessary because you can basically put out all of your ideas, all of your visions for your brand, and that's how you can put everything out on the table and discuss which needs to stay and which needs to go based on the research that you do. Collaborating with your designer is basically listing all of the above into your buckets and choosing the right agency or the right person for you can be very crucial at this stage. So how do we choose the right graphic designer? So this is where you need to be doing your own research, look at their portfolios. A lot of the great designers right now, they have tons of information. They have their own websites. They have portfolios for you to look at. So before you get in touch with them, please make sure you do look at your designer's work and see their previous endeavors and see if they're messaging, their communication method, their style is resonating with what you have in mind for your brand, and consider their experience. Maybe you are looking at someone who has a ton of experience and they're just out of your budget or reach. You can take a look at the other ones and find the best fit for your brand and just schedule an initial consultation with them. Usually they're very good at that, to just discuss your project scope, timelines, budget, consumer, industry, and extra. So what to expect when you do book that call? When you do talk to a designer, make sure that you have clear communications. You have a set of your collaboration expectations set out for them, just to communicate about your timely feedback. When they do their work and they submit it to you, make sure that you get back to them within time and respect their deadlines, meaning that we can't have random requests. It needs to be very structured. And from you guys, we usually expect flexibility. What that means is that usually entrepreneurs come to us with a very set mind about what they want for their brand, meaning that they've chosen a certain color or certain shape for their logo. And there's not a lot of flexibility, which means that usually the designer struggles with exploring different ideas, and flexibility comes to play in that sense, because we need to be trusting the process together, just to do research and extract the necessary information that is going to be driving our brand's interest at heart. So that's very important. So, talking about clear communication and collaboration, we need to be open for conveying our expectation and feedback, as we talked about. But that comes in the process of design as well. We need to be um, clear with set goals, and revisions and all that will be in your contract with your designer. Fostering a collaborative environment, as we talked about, is very important. Exchanging ideas is very important too. If we are going in the wrong direction, we expect you guys to kind of nudge us in the right direction. If we missed any point, if you come across new research that you have, that's very helpful to use as our creative solution to explore together as well. We have set deadlines for ourselves usually, and that comes with a lot of research and marketplace research. It's going to be a little time consuming, and that's where we do our best to set our you know um, timing correctly, and we expect to do our different time methods and stuff um, to ensure that you are in the right direction. And in return, we just need constructive feedback when we do submit our work, respecting deadlines that we spoke about, without a project timeline to avoid delays. And just trust your designers. Remain open with your revisions, and just let us do our thing for your brand, and trust that we do have processes in place to make sure that your desired outcome is coming to you within the timely manner. Trust the expertise of the designer while offering guidance to maintain brand consistency and integrity.